Welcome back to A Life of Hobbies, everybody. Today has been a heck of a day. We had some serious heat earlier, and then it rained, and it gave us a good solid downpour. And now it's cooled off, and the evening, afternoon here, whatever time it is, I'm not even sure. I think it's like 5 o'clock or something. So I'll show you guys. So 2 weeks ago, these were not anywhere near this big, and as you can now see, we got figs growing all over. So there's gonna be a nice little harvest of figs this year. And like I said, we got a lot of rain earlier, and the rain barrels are very full. So full, in fact, that they've been leaking out the weep hole here. It finally got low enough to stop leaking. But yeah, rain barrels are definitely refilled. We did a little cleanup on the watermelon patch, and as you can see, we've got some pretty decent sized watermelons now. There's one there, there's another there, and another next to it, and then another one right back there. So yeah, we got some watermelons going on. Another one forming right there. We'll see in a couple of days if it stays on there. If it falls off, then it was no good. And then, my goodness, you know, everything out here is just absolutely going crazy right now. We've got lots of good heat, good hot weather. It's been in the 90s. The green beans are gargantuan. You know, they're just doing spectacular. I gotta come around here. Wait till you see this bundle of beans in here. I mean, just look at that. Look how big those beans are. Beautiful. More over here. So, beans are doing great. The marigolds are doing amazing. You know, they say most marigolds are about 12 inches tall. Well, that marigold right there is probably about 24 inches tall. And of course, the tomatoes are doing amazing. You can see dual bundle, literally a vine coming off the vine there. And these are quite common. And some of these have upwards of 20 tomatoes on a vine. Then you get crazy things like this where you got a vine that starts to grow another plant that just creates more vines. You know, I mean, just the tomatoes are doing amazing. And the Roma tomatoes over here, I did have a couple that had some blossom end rot and had to get rid of those. If you see them with blossom end rot where the bottoms start to brown, pluck them off. There's a little elbow right here. You just take and pry it up against that elbow and it'll pop right off. Get those out when you see them. So the Romas are doing pretty good. The beefsteaks are doing pretty good. Like this one is another one. It shot off the branch for the fruits. And there's a new plant growing off, a whole new bush basically. New vine coming off the top of that, so I gotta trim that out. Got another sucker here in this crook. Have to trim that one out. This is the main branch right over here. So, these are doing great. Another little sucker in here. Pluck that one out. My sugar beets are doing great. I mean, look at those little babies. Oh, they look like a little execute right in there. Of course, the herb garden. Didn't have much oregano actually come up, but we had a ton of basil come up. And we just scattered seeds, and this is where the oregano came up, right back here. And the basil, and there's some garlic back there. Rhubarb's doing great. I'm gonna pluck that leaf out later, clean it up. We did have a random tomato come up over here in the herb garden, so we'll see what happens with that. But as you can see, my marigolds are doing spectacular. They're doing great. And then last video, if you saw, we did a tips and tricks. We did tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers. And we topped our pepper plants, and as you can see, they're getting very, very bushy. And they're creating very thick stems. But you can see where all the leaves came out, new branches are starting to come out. So some of these I just topped a couple days ago, and others have been topped for more than a week. This one was topped 2 weeks ago. And you can see how crazy it is. I mean, it's just, those are all going to be lots and lots of branches coming off of there. And they're starting to bloom now, so we're gonna start getting peppers here soon themselves. Oh, you remember the mullein? Yeah. The mullein is gigantic. It now has, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra crowns. So this thing has been spectacular. Look at it. It's so big. And it's just growing out of a cinder block. So, and as you can see, the tomatoes back here are doing tremendous as well. That one has reached the top of the trellis. It's now going to get wrapped, a little bit of excess lowered down, and I'm probably going to swing it around to the back side up there and start walking it down. The rest of these still have quite a ways to go. These two right here still have quite a ways to go. These over here down are the Romas down here. They don't really get super tall. So these are probably going to top out right about here. Whereas these cherries, these century cherries, are going to go all over and get really, really tall. And the beefsteaks will get pretty tall too, but they're a little bit slower grower. Thought that was some blossom end rot. It's not, it's just the flower there. And if you remember 2 weeks ago, we transplanted some clippings. Gotta cut that off. And you can clearly see they're doing great. These are actually starting to produce flowers now. That was the smallest of them. It's doing really good. But yeah, they're doing great. I actually need to maybe consider putting these into actual 5-gallon buckets. I could grow them just in there for this year. They'd be just fine. You know, wouldn't hurt them at all. Of course, our Four Seasons lettuce, we trimmed the tops on it and it branched out and gave us a whole bunch of new branches. And I did harvest the sunflowers. As you can clearly see, I harvested the sunflowers, cleared out the smaller ones. Now sometimes sunflowers will produce new branches at their leaves as well, and when they do, they'll put new flowers out. They'll be a little bit smaller, but they do put out new flowers. And then these ones here, these I planted. So that one back there, that was chipmunk or squirrel planted. I planted these and they're doing great. They're all about to start blooming here. We got some really good big ones. And yeah, those are doing wonderful. Another one of our lamb's ear. This is its first year. So this is what a lamb's ear 1 year looks like. I believe we're going to harvest some leaves and make a tincture for those later. Great for respiratory illness and taking care of that. Seep it with alcohol to make an elixir. Now this is iceberg lettuce. We thought it was supposed to form like a head, right? So where's the head? We didn't realize iceberg lettuce formed really long stalks. So that's iceberg lettuce as well. Look how crazy and twisted that stalk is. But so yep. All the butter crunch lettuce on the other side there is doing really good. The strawberries are doing really good. They should be producing fruit next year, the ones that you see up here. And we harvested all the berries from the blueberries. We got all those off now, and I've got a couple that I'm going to use to grow more blueberry bushes. These ones down here, these are blueberry bushes that the seeds have already been planted, but they'll probably have to winterize and they'll sprout in the spring. So we'll see how that works out. Corn's doing great. We're starting to see ears appear, and looking forward to a decent little harvest of corn here this year. The peas down in there aren't doing so great. I think they got kind of drowned out and not enough sunlight for them. So, oh well. The ones towards the end here are starting to actually bloom though. They've made it up onto the cage and even outside of the caging, and these are going to start blooming here soon, and we'll start actually getting some peas off of them. And let's see, the potatoes back here. Once the potato plants get really big, they fall over. When they brown, that means they're done. So these are still going along. They've already bloomed. They've done that. And I mean, some of these are just absolutely ridiculous how long they're getting here. You know. You almost just want to pull them up and move them over so that they've got something else to grow on there. But that's potatoes for you. Those are little fingerling style potatoes. They're not like Idaho or anything like that. And the Perry patch is completely done. What we didn't eat, the birds got. Now it's just doing its fall growth. Nothing gonna happen else after this, just fall growth. So we'll let it grow till the end of the season, and then we'll cut it all down, and we'll grow some new raspberries next year. I did plant some other raspberries, so we'll have another patch next year as well of the black Munger. The red grows naturally, and my neighbor actually has a patch of it, so we don't grow too much of the red. And the strawberries, those should all be fruiting next year as well. So that's the garden. Why don't we take a gander over here in the greenhouse? Oh, I forgot to show you. So my summer squash is doing spectacular. I just propped it up, so the leaves are kind of a little strained right now, but tomorrow they'll be all right back where they're supposed to be. As you can see, we've got some decent sized squash going on right now. More to come. There's what, 3 more? 1, 2, 3 in there. Then if we come around here to the other side, you got 1, 2, another third one up there. And then this guy, we got a decent sized one already. And there's more coming on here as well. So these are just gonna grow right on up. We'll see how big they get this year. The okra is finally starting to outpace the squash. And it's finally starting to get to the upside here where they're the canopy instead of being below the canopy. As you can see, those stalks are nice and thick. Good solid okra stalks. These are gonna start blooming here in the next month or so. And as far as the cucumbers go, this variety hasn't really produced any flowers yet. So I'm gonna let its suckers get out and run open a little bit and see if they start making some flowers. Not sure what's going on with that variety there, but it's doing what it does. And then of course, you can see down there, that guy hanging out. Look at the size of that cucumber. That's a perfect 7-inch cucumber. Beautiful. And got a little guy right there. He's getting up there. Another one down here. So, yeah, we're coming right along. And the beets in here are coming along too. Remember that wall of marigolds here by the compost? Yep. It's going into full bloom. That one got a little too heavy for itself. It's actually folding over in its brick. There we go. We got a watermelon vine growing in the compost too. It's got a couple of melons coming along on it. We'll see how that does. And I believe since the last time we were here, so not the greatest of luck with carrots this year for whatever reason. I think maybe the neighbor's cat has been peeing in my carrot beds and it may have messed up the pH in the soil. So, but they're starting to come along. I think I've managed to flush out most of that now. We got a whole bunch of lettuce growing in here. And of course, we did our broccoli in here this year. The idea is to keep it away from those white moths or white butterflies that like to lay their eggs and whatnot in the soil around broccoli, and then the caterpillars come up and they just decimate your broccoli. And of course our peppers are going along here. We got hot peppers in here. These are the jalapeno giganticus. I've got some more that I still need to plant, but they're doing all right for now. I mean, I'll get them transplanted here in these other beds at some point. I'm not really too worried about hot peppers this year. I've still got tons of salsa from last year and tons of pickled banana peppers and whatnot. So I really don't have too much need for hot peppers this year. I've still got so much from last year. So, but we'll see how everything works out. The greenhouse is coming right along. Everything's doing just fine. And like I said, I harvested those sunflowers earlier. Where's that bucket at? Oh, I think I know where it is. Yeah, those winds earlier from that storm must have been really kicking. They've managed to somewhat uproot. There we go. There we go. So, but yeah, look down the tunnel there. So everything's doing considerably well. Like I said, these tomatoes, these Century cherries, their vines are huge. The longest tomato I had last year was one of the Centuries, and it was like 16 feet long. Very, very productive tomato vine. Makes lots and lots of small tomatoes. Let's see how these guys are doing. So that's just about ready to harvest. I got some more over here. These are coming along. Look how small those little guys are, because they clump together. They're not going to get very big. Those are basically just greens at this point. So we did find a lanternfly out here earlier. If you guys aren't aware of them, when they're like this, it's their midlife stage, and you see them, kill them. They're an invasive species. So I saw it the other day. We're like, hey, what is that? It's a neat looking bug, and did a little research on it. Turns out it was a lanternfly. So we killed it as soon as we were able to find it again. So that'll do it, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the update on the garden. Everything is coming along nicely, just as we hope it would. And I hope your gardens are doing just as well. Give us a like on the video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. We'll have another update coming in a couple of weeks. Let you guys see how things are coming along then. Expect those all to be much, much bigger. These will all be much, much bigger. And the beans, while they're not going to get much bigger, they're going to still be producing, because we harvest every day. So that'll do it, y'all. Take care now. We'll see you on the next one.